And now we come to the first episode featuring one of The Simpsons' most memorable recurring characters, Sideshow Bob, played by Kelsey Grammer. As, of course, Krusty Gets Busted, originally broadcasted on April 29th, 1990, and written by J. Kogen and Wolodarsky. It's also Brad Bird's only episode of the show he directed, even though he was working on the show for the first few years of the show, before he eventually became the director that we know him as today. So in this episode, while buying ice cream at the Quickie Mart, Homer witnesses a robbery perpetrated by a man believed to be Krusty the Clown, host of the Krusty the Clown Show. Bart's favorite program, Krusty is sent to jail, and his show is taken over by his assistant, Sideshow Bob. Bart is certain that Krusty is innocent, and gathers evidence to support his claim, which he takes to Krusty's bestest friend, Sideshow Bob. Bart realizes that the robbery was actually committed by Bob, who was trying to frame Krusty. Bob is arrested, and Krusty thanks Bart for saving him. Some of the interesting things about this particular episode was that this is the first time we've seen Kent Brockman in the show. And also a surprising fact about this episode that they originally sent the script for this episode out to this person who coincidentally, as I'm recording this, actually just died a couple of days ago. James Earl Jones was going to be Sideshow Bob. Think about that. How weird would that have been? I mean, granted, yes, it would have been interesting because of Jones's portrayal of Darth Vader, but then it'd be a weird move on the part of the creators in general. But this isn't even Sideshow Bob's first real appearance on the show because he appeared briefly in The Telltale Head. But yeah, it's very interesting that James Earl Jones, for a brief flash, could have been Sideshow Bob, but he would later show up in several episodes down the road. Several episodes, not just in the Treehouse of 4 episodes, but also in episodes like Round Springfield. Actually, no, his characters were in Round Springfield, but they weren't. He wasn't in that episode, but he did provide a narration for Dawson Bus at the end of the episode, where he basically explains how did the children get off the island. They were saved by, let's say, Mo. But either way you look at it, Sideshow Bob is a great character, and it is because Kelsey Grammer helps to make that character so bad he's good. And in the later appearances, he makes his presence very well known, but not every episode he's appeared in has been that great. I mean, there's been a couple of episodes in this last decade where he has not been that great in general. Just go look at The Man Who Grew Too Much and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is a great episode, one of the best ones from the first season. It's an episode that moves at a great, fast enough pace in order to get the story out, and at the same time, packs in as many funny jokes and hilarity as you could possibly have in here, including a very funny Itchy and Scratchy cartoon, to Sideshow Bob basically turning this silly, fun, over-the-top show for kids that Krusty was doing into a more serialized show that allows him to sing Cole Porter at the end of each episode. I mean, I read somebody that said that this was the point where The Simpsons was beginning to find its hook and edginess that would lead into the much better episodes the next season, and he's on point because this was that point where The Simpsons was still trying to find which direction to take the series, and that would lead into the better years starting with season 2. Krusty Gets Busted is a very fun episode that has Sideshow Bob introduced as a great supporting character and threat to Bart. It's packed on with a ton of great laughs, great set pieces, great quick pacing. Just an overall great episode, and the series will definitely continue on that pace of improvement, beginning with Season 2, but we're almost there. We have one more episode to get to, and it's the episode that almost stopped the show from ever making it to the air. Join us next time, and we'll talk about Some Enchanted Evening.